Dear students, now I am going to speak on Unit 7 Environmental Toxicology, definition, scope and importance, and toxicants and their classification. So, what is environmental toxicology? As you know, the very meaning of the toxicology, it's the study about the how the toxins is affecting the living system, and here environmental toxicology, how the toxins they are present in the environment, that is they released by the human activity, and how it is affecting the ecosystem, and how it is affecting the organisms of an ecosystem, and in general, and how it is going to affect our health, the human health in particular, and all this we are going to study in this the Unit 7 Environmental Toxicology. So, what exactly the environmental toxicology? It's a branch of environmental science, deals with the monitoring the environment for the presence of toxic substances or toxins, and assessing the effects of toxins on biotic and abiotic components of ecosystems. As I said, this the toxic substance, the nature of the toxic substance, and the effects of these toxic substance or toxins on biotic and abiotic components of the ecosystem. This is about the environmental toxicology, or else it is the study of the adverse effects of environmental toxicants. Adverse effect means ill effects of environmental toxicants, such as chemical toxicants. There are number of the chemical toxicants are there in the environment. Example, you can see the so many pesticides what we are using. So we are dumping lot of chemicals to the environment in regular basis. So that is what you can see, the chemical toxicant. Then physical toxicants are the one, they are radiations. So these radiations are the physical toxicants, and the biological toxic agents are the nothing but you will see the viruses, bacteria, and the toxicant, the fungal toxins. All these are biological toxic agents, and how these toxic materials affecting the living organisms, and in as well as the entire ecosystem. This is what the environmental toxicology. Here in this cartoon you may see the beautiful the picture of landscape. What you see, it is how our human activity is disturbing this. This is the factory, the effluents and factory, the how the pollution is created by air pollution, water pollution by a factory or any industry. What we are producing, what are the materials we are producing. We are not only it is we are polluting the environment at a larger scale. So many our agricultural practice are polluting the water bodies with the organophosphates. There is a cyanotoxins what we are using, weedicides, fungicides, pesticides. All these are polluting the water bodies. So like these are all toxic substances, and it is affecting the not only to the human health and also to the organisms in the nature, and also it is the altering the nature of the the total the abiotic factors, also the nature of the air, nature of the water, and the nature of the soil. All these are get altered. So this is what the about the environmental toxicology. So the environmental toxicology is a multidisciplinary science concerned with detection of toxic residues in the environment. What are the toxic residues are present in the environment, and how it is affecting the organisms, and studying its toxicity, and studying the harmful effects of these toxicant or toxic substances to the living organisms. So it all started way back in 1962. The book of Rachel Carson is Silent Spring. It is revolutionized. It's the one of the important non-fiction book that revolutionized the world. It is alerted the world how pesticides is causing it is going to bring a silent spring where there is no birds and no you are not going to listen, no blooms, no bird the songs. So that is, just imagine, the spring is always, we listen to the nature is so beautiful with the new blooms and all, and new the how the trees and all, they get all these new leaves and all, and also the birds their singing, and birds, the noises of the birds, all these we enjoy, and we enjoy the spring. So the silent spring is because of the pesticides pollution. So we are killing all the not only the pest, along with that so many birds are affected, and even the plant community. So this is what it is in detail that the book is explaining this. So it is the book received a lot of criticism, and it is all chemical companies and all, she actually a marine biologist, she published this book in 1962. Then that revolutionized the world, and about they alerted the world about the disastrous chemical that pesticides the world was using that time. It is the DDT. Now still in India we are using, but the DDT is banned everywhere now. It is such a hazardous chemical or pesticides, and you can see the lot of the international level movements. Even that time the US President John F. Kennedy banned this DDT. So there is environmental protection agencies, they start came into existence. All this this is a book that revolutionized the world and alerted the world towards this pesticide, how it is causing it, how it is toxic to the environment and all this. So this painting is in that from that book I have taken. So this just to show you how the toxic hazards or toxic disasters that occurred in India. So it is going on. So it is 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. This is one of the worst chemical disaster that occurred in the world. So the more than 3,000 people died on the because of a gas leakage from the Union Carbide factory, and still the people sufferings are there. More than lakhs of people get affected. Still there is lot of sufferings that occurred from the gas leakage from this factory, the Bhopal gas tragedy. This is the month on December 3, the third 1984, this gas tragedy occurred. So there similarly you will see the pesticide endosulfan. It is the spraying in the Kerala Kasargodu district, the spraying of this on the cashew plantation, and that led to the thousands of people, the births, congenital defects, and you can see the babies are born like this because of this is it is a teratogenic, and it is caused all this. And this this is recently the problem in Bangalore. It is the lake in the Bangalore. It is that is it is the famous. You can see the lake. There are so many lakes in Bangalore, and that lake is how it is the factory effluent caused all this the pollution in these lakes. So this is how the toxic substances are creating lot of problems in the environment. So what is the scope and importance of this environmental toxicology? Environmental toxicology is an interdisciplinary science that uses the both basic and applied scientific knowledge to understand the natural and anthropogenic pollutants, their impacts on the environment, and also on the biological and ecological systems. So this is a multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary subject, or the topic, and you will find it concerns with the all branches of environmental science, all branches of biology, toxicology, then the chemistry, the nature of the chemical the substance and chemical reactions, and also the statistics, computer modelings, and advanced maths. All these, that's why it is an interdisciplinary science. So this what is the scope of this subject, environmental toxicology? Scope and importance. Environmental toxicology relates the toxicology to that of environmental health. As I said, it is concerned with the environmental health and public policies. It educates the government what type of the policy they have to decide with respect to the environment. What is the any chemical factory, or what is the amount of the chemicals released to the environment, what is the level of toxicity, how it is affecting the ecosystem, how it is affecting the human health, all these. So it is educating the policy makers regarding the status of the environmental health with respect to certain chemicals and pesticides and other things. It provides tools and scientific evidence to policymakers and public in preventing the cyclical toxic elements in the environment. It also educating the public regarding these toxic elements and how it is bringing the effect on the health system, and also it is how it is damaging the environment, all this with evidence. So all this simply telling all this is the public is not going to believe in that. With the evidence, scientific evidence, data will be provided by this studying environmental toxicology. It is also provides data for environment risk assessment and management. There is so many agencies are there and NGOs are there. They are constantly they are assessing the risk and what is the if adverse effect of a particular toxicant in the environment, and also to the human health and all this. So the data will be provided by the the environmental toxicology department. So then it's assisting the legal system to take actions for the development and release of new chemicals into the. So if there is a the suit file on a particular chemical is affecting the health of a city or a village, or so then the legal system going to understand how really so this environmental toxicology will giving the data and information what the ill effect of or the impact of a particular chemical or a particular toxicant on the ecosystem and also on the human. So thereby they it is the legal system can operate and proper legal action can be taken. So developing theoretical principles to improve knowledge towards toxicants and their effects on living systems. So all this overall knowledge we will get regarding the cycling of a toxicant in the ecosystem. So thereby how to minimize this effect and all we will know. So what are environmental toxicants? I talked about so much about environmental toxicants. So these are nothing but any pollutant at lethal levels. So to the life forms. So any toxins, you may day to day basis you are using so many things in your you are using from the burning of the the petroleum, then you can see pesticides and the leather industry. Then there are so many day to day we are using so many chemicals, fluorides, diesels, and so many poisons we are using. So all these these poisonous substances, they are they are environmental toxicants, and they may have the lethal effect may vary from organisms to organism. For example, what we are using pesticides, it is having a lethal effect on the pest, and also it is having a lethal effect on our the crop also, or it is having some effect on our crop also, it is having some effect on some organisms. Those are beneficial, or those are crucial for the existence of the ecosystem, or it may be having ill effect on the human. So many pesticides are causing cancers. So likewise, they are poisonous substances made by humans, or they put into the environment by human activities. So many pesticides are toxicant. The contamination of the air, water, soil, all these, So we are exposed to these environmental toxicants from varieties of our activities. It is in a day-to-day basis. So how these toxicants are classified? They are classified mainly how the toxic action on the living system, whether they are carcinogen, teratogen, mutagen, neurotoxin, like that, Then the place of toxicant or occurrence, from where they generate. So let us see this classification in detail. So carcinogen means any chemical which is causing cancer, cancer causing agent. They can produce cancer. So 90% of human cancers, they are due to they are chemical carcinogens. They are produced from the different chemicals. When we are exposed day to day basis, we are exposed to formaldehyde, asbestos, radon, vinyl chloride, benzene, tobacco in all forms, different types of smoke, tar, and all these are carcinogens. There are chemical carcinogens, physical carcinogens, so biological carcinogens, so aflatoxins, fungal toxins, all these, So these are carcinogens. Then teratogens means they bring congenital defects. For example, in the first previous slides I have showed, in the case of, you will find the congenital defects, birth defects. So because of this endosulfan in Kasaragod, thousands of people, they have birth defects. They have you can see the eye defects, defects in their limbs, they cannot walk, defects in their ear. So then neurodegenerative disorders and all this, you can see, that is called teratogenesis. So alcohol, cigarette, radiation exposure, so many drugs what we are using. For example, the pregnant woman, if she use the antibiotics and all during pregnancy, that may bring some congenital defects in the child going to born. So similarly, if she is smoking, if she is having exposure, frequent exposure alcohol, that may lead to congenital defect. This is called teratogen. Likewise, so many pesticides. Mutagen, they can bring any toxicants or any chemical or any X-rays, UV rays, radio active substances. All these are directly affecting the DNA. They bring mutation, breaks, DNA breaks or deletions. All these are mutagens. You can see all mutagens are carcinogens. So this is how cancer will going to start. So this neurotoxins, toxicants are nothing but they are affecting the nervous system. So lead, mercury, all these in the environment, they may be bringing the neurodegenerative disorders, Alzheimer's disease and other things. Endocrine disruptor, so many chemicals, they are adversely affecting our hormone system. It is already so many, the men's sterility because of so many chemicals that is present in the environment. It is affecting our reproductive, neurological, immunological health. So that is what you can see, the endocrine disruptor. So many chemicals like arsenic, then polychlorinated biphenyls, then you will find BPA, that is called bisphenol A, and so many pesticides. All these are endocrine disruptor. Hepatotoxins, they are causing liver injuries and liver cirrhosis, steatosis, then liver cancers. There are so many hepatotoxins are carbon tetrachloride, halothane, then NEAT, alpha naphthol isocyanate, chloroform, ethanol. There are you can see bromosulfonil, then aflatoxins, so many fungal toxins. We are consuming lot of grains, pulses contaminated with the fungal contamination, Aspergillus flavis. So it is a powerful carcinogen. Then they bring liver cancer. So these are all neurotoxins, so what we use. So these DDT, fluoride, all these the ethanol, mercury, all these. So their exposure, they are neurotoxic metals like lead, aluminium, all these pesticides, metal based nanoparticles, they are involved in Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. So there is no cure, has not yet so that is how it is bringing the neurological disorders. So then the place of toxicant occurrence, and toxicants are classified. Toxicants contaminating the food. We are using so many food additives. We want to make our food colorful, so coloring agents. Preservatives, we want to preserve pickles for a longer duration, so preservatives. Then flavors, emulsifiers, sweeteners, the bleaches, all these the food additives, they are toxic to the in higher doses. Then so many the fungal contaminations, then botulism, then you can see there is a toxins from the Clostridium botulism, so it is a food poison, all this. So similarly from the air, how so many the air pollutants we are releasing, so many gases and all these, they are bringing bronchitis, emphysema, all these, the air pollutants. Then similarly the water pollutants, so many agricultural discharges and all these water pollutants, they are bringing so many the diseases like typhoid, cholera, gastroenteritis. They are bringing biological magnifications. More about all this we'll discuss in our next video. Thank you.